Howdy y'all! Today I want to take you through a comprehensive look of Rezzil Player's minigames, physics, and competitions. Before we start out, I want to mention that there are 3 different ways of playing Rezzil, this way you don't get confused, and today we are going through the consumer-centric game called Rezzil Player, which costs $18.99 USD on Steam and Quest stores. There is also the enterprise version called Rezzil Index, which runs around $400 a month, and a light version of Rezzil Index for demoing on Steam for free. It does, however, require that you own additional sensors to play, which is why I won't be covering it. Rezzil Index focuses on American soccer, or football, as it's known around the world, and it focuses really on, and I quote, a suite of virtual drills designed to analyze, benchmark, educate, and improve any player. Rezzil Player attempts to bring this idea to consumers with just the 2 controllers and the headset for tracking, and they have tried to bring it to multiple skill sets, not just soccer. The primary 4 modes of play are American football, reflex drills, basketball handling, and soccer. So I'll break these 4 down individually, discuss other small gamification issues like skins and competitions, and then I'll hop into my final thoughts. When you open up the game for the first time and enter the Sports tab, American football will be the first thing showing. At the top of each game icon, there's a tutorial for the sport that you have chosen, which I highly suggest you go through before starting a new sports challenge. After the tutorial, each sport is characterized by a mode of play, which then has 20 to 40 challenges that you unlock in order of difficulty. For American football, there's only one mode of play, and that is throwing the football through rings around the football field with precision and accuracy. The throwing mechanic itself is fairly simple. The best and fastest throws are achieved when you release the trigger button at the top of your motion, and the best spiral is achieved when you flick the control stick of that hand at the same time as the release. I found the added complexity of the control stick flick to be a welcome addition to the mechanics, but with the stock Quest controllers, there were definitely issues with throwing, flicking, and not losing grip of your controller all at the same time. This game would be enhanced significantly with hand straps on your controllers to avoid this issue. As most of Rezzil is focused on whether or not these game modes are enjoyable enough for players to return to get a gold medal on the challenge or want to challenge themselves to do better than the people on the leaderboard, that is how I will discuss each game mode. In this instance, throwing on the field is really fun, and I think those that look to the leaderboard climbing as the reason to play will enjoy this sport especially. The focus on accuracy and spiral perfection gives it a good gap in skill from top to bottom. Following to the right of American football on the menu, we end up at Reflex Drills. This comes in 4 different game modes, which are Mini, 60 degrees, 180 degrees, and 360 degrees. The mechanics here are very simple and familiar, especially if you've ever seen a reflex wall at physio museums, Dave & Buster's, or the like. You're given a set amount of sensors in front of you, and when a sensor lights up, your goal is to hit it as quickly as possible. The more degrees you go up in game mode, the more sensors will be available to be lit up. Once you start getting around the 180 and 360 degree mark, there will be lights that are out of your view line, so staying constantly aware is vital to getting your score up. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but getting a higher and higher score on reflex walls is addicting. So this one really caught my interest. I could probably spend hours trying to improve my score in this and climb the leaderboard. Hey, do you know that I host monthly VR tournaments with payouts? Now you do. Lots of great games, lots of great community members in the Squashy Discord. I really suggest that you check it out. Links in the doobly-doo. Let's get back to the video, yeah? The basketball minigames in Rezzil here are definitely the worst of the 4 sports that they offer. Instead of approaching shooting or dribbling, they decided that holding your hands approximately a basketball apart while playing through 5 different songs as game modes was a good idea. Essentially attempting to make like a rhythm game of some form. The way this works is you hold a basketball in your 2 hands, and then as the song is playing in the background, rings will approach you. Your job is to move your 2 hands without losing the basketball so that you can hold the basketball to go through the ring. They amp this up by occasionally having a teammate pop up in a neon outline and then making you put the ball in the ring that is colored like that teammate. There are some small movements like spinning rings or multiple rings that add minor complexities. However, the game falls very short of both being a rhythm game and it being a basketball game. It isn't very fun and has a small list of songs, and there aren't a whole bunch of complexities to it. It mostly seems like they added it in to be able to say, hey, we have a basketball game in our game. Considering that the enterprise version of Rezzil focuses exclusively on soccer, it really is no surprise here that this is the most robust sport option that Rezzil Player offers, with 4 fleshed out game modes: control, shooting, passing, and clearing. All 4 of them are focused around heading the ball in a particular direction as it flies at you. You need to decide where on your head you want the ball to bounce off of, position your body to be able to aim it as accurately as possible, and then produce power by utilizing your arms and hips to send a precise motion to the top of your dome. The control game is very similar to its American football counterpart in that you are given a variety of rings placed around the field to send the ball into. The shooting game mode brings you to a soccer goal where you need to hit explicit areas of the goal while avoiding the automated goalkeeper. The passing game mode focuses on your ability to aim the ball low at your teammates' feet, while the clearing game mode focuses on your ability to clear the ball high away from your opponents to another part of the field. All of these modes are scored based on your accuracy and consistency. This one, similar to the Reflex game, really makes you feel like you have control of the game you're playing, and me personally, I desire to improve my skills each time I do it. According to esportsearnings.com and vrsports.info, Rezzil Player is one of the top VR esport companies, giving just over $30,000 of payouts to VR competitors alongside big names like Echo VR and Onward. Rezzil continues to offer payouts to its players through its challenges tab in the main menu. There are weekly challenges that focus on a small subsection of game modes to give out $100 Amazon gift cards, and then more seasonal challenges that give up to $5,000 cash to players who excel at all game modes out there. If you see yourself as an athletic competitor in VR, then there is really no reason to not try and earn a few bucks while doing it in Rezzil. If you desire to attack leaderboards or compare among your friends, you can create a squad within Rezzil. These squads get compared against other squads in competitions and leaderboards. This is a great way to gamify and even potentially monetize the competition you have with friends or members online. Other than comparing against other leaderboards, I think it is important to note that there is no offering of actual PvP sports in Rezzil Player. In most modes, you're able to customize your gloves, ball, and then occasionally the venue it is taking place in. At first, you're given the option to change some of the colors and make the challenge aesthetically your own. And with the soccer options, there are some in-app DLCs, averaging about $2.99 a piece, that bring professional leagues to life with customized stadiums and balls. In addition to the aesthetic customizations, there are often gameplay modifications that you can make in each sports challenge. Many of these are quality of life items or changes that can speed up your play to get more points, but I didn't feel like they were prevalent enough to bring up individually in each sport we talked about. However, I think it is important to note that it is there as an option. There are a couple small mini games that are available to play under the Games tab as DLC, however I will not be covering these in the video. One final item I wanted to address is that the Rezzil team and community often advertise this game as a great way to stay active and get a workout in. I have to just mildly refute that statement for most players. It is definitely more active than many other sports games like Golf Plus, Walkabout, or Premium VR Bowling, but compared to VR games that have a proven caloric burning movements like Creed or Supernatural, you will likely not get the heavy workout you are looking for if you're looking for a workout game. The only way you will get that will be by going all in on like a reflex training to get to the top of the leaderboard, or maybe putting your full body into headers for a really long time. Rezzil is one of the few games that I think offers a pretty black and white difference between its target user base and those that wouldn't find the $18.99 worth the price. Many VR users require that a PvP mode of some form be available before they purchase a game in VR, and for those folks, I say you should skip it for right now. If you are interested in self-improvement or, quote unquote, multiplayer through leaderboard climbing, or even if money motivates you to compete at a higher level, then I very much suggest this to join your library of games. You may just find yourself addicted to one of its many games. Well, thanks all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like and a comment. It tremendously helps out. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate your time and viewership. If you would like to join the community, I host monthly VR tournaments and community nights in my Discord. I would love for you to stop by, say hi, and get involved. On top of that, we are always talking about new news and events in social and casual sport VR. I look forward to seeing you around.